Hey, anatomy and physiology students. Welcome to my quick little video about nervous system histology. Alright, what we are looking at right here is the ventral horn of the spinal cord. Ventral horn of the spinal cord. So remember your gross anatomy of the spinal cord that you did? I hope you remember that. So if we made a spinal cord, there's a spinal cord right there, and then we made that, and then we drew, oops, I don't want to circle anymore, let's get rid of that, there we go, and then we kind of made something like this. This is more or less an ugly version of the cross section of the spinal cord, with my H right there being my gray matter, and this is my ventral horn right here, another ventral horn right here. So we are zooming in on that ventral horn. And when we zoom in on that ventral horn, we are going to see multipolar motor neurons. So this guy right here is a multipolar motor neuron. And I got one over here and one over here as well. And in fact, this last arrow I drew, this one right here, is right on his nucleus. We would also see the Nissl body in here, which is the ER of the neuron. Plus, I see a lot of processes. I can't really be sure which of these processes, like if I see an axon here, I can be reasonably sure that this is a dendrite, though. Now, what else do I see in this picture besides these three multipolar motor neurons? I see lots of glial cells. That is a glial cell right there. Of course, remember, glial cells are going to perform support functions for neurons. And you may have learned about a variety of them in your lecture. Okay, on that note, we are done with this ventral horn histology. So what we are going to do right now is move on. There we go. We're going to move on and do some spinal cord histology. So let's do that. So what we got here is a cross-sectional view of the spinal cord. And in this spinal cord, we can certainly see the outline. Oh, I don't want an arrow. We can certainly see the outline of our gray matter. Like that butterfly or that H I tried to draw on the previous page, this is our gray matter. Our gray matter has two wings. So there's a wing over here and a wing over here. The wings are connected by the central commissure. So in between those two lines I just drew, that is the central commissure. In the middle of the central commissure, or gray commissure if you will, is this passageway called the central canal. The central canal will hold cerebrospinal fluid. Alright, around my gray matter, I am going to have lots of white matter. So all this lighter colored stuff right here, is white matter. Notice I do see my anterior median fissure separating my white matter in the front. I am also going to see columns of white matter. So right here, this is where I would find an anterior column. Better word for column is funiculus. Now, if there's an anterior funiculus, whoops, let's do it like that. That's a horrible arrow. Can't draw my arrows. Let's draw a better one. There we go. If we have an anterior funiculus, we are also going to have a posterior funiculus. And then, of course, we are going to have, lateral as well. We're going to have a lateral funiculus also. Okay, funiculi or columns are these groupings of white matter, and we know, of course, white matter is made of myelinated axons, which means we're carrying information up and down that spinal cord. All right, what else do we see? We are going to see the ventral horn. The ventral horn is going to contain multipolar motor neurons. So they're going to send their axons out because they're motor, they're going to be efferent, they're going to be going away. We are also going to see the dorsal horn. The dorsal horn is where sensory neurons are coming in. Their axons that go in because they're going to be afferent. Awesome. So I think that is everything we're responsible for on this model. On this model. No, it's not a model, it's a slide on this slide. We have one more picture to look at. What we're doing right here is we are zooming in on the dorsal root ganglion. We are zooming in on the dorsal root ganglion. Now you know what a ganglion is, hopefully. A ganglion is a collection, there we go, a collection of neuron cell bodies. Better word for cell bodies is somata. In the dorsal root ganglion, we are going to have sensory somata. And in fact, that is what we are looking at. Like this guy right here is a soma of a unipolar sensory neuron. That's what this guy is, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy, which is pretty awesome. So, zooming in on the dorsal root ganglion to see sensory neurons. Remember, we zoomed in on the ventral horn of the spinal cord earlier in order to see motor neurons. Okie dokie. That is pretty much it for this quick little video on nervous system histology. I will talk to you guys later on. Bye-bye.